Cheers again, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We've got another mountain culture beer. I thought I've done one, I really want another, and this is going to be a bigger boy. So it's a double New England IPA at 8.5%. It's called Bubblegum. Pretty cool name and can artwork. So yeah, those that are into the craft beer know that there's some hops out there, and especially in hazy IPAs that you get that bubblegum sort of character. So yeah, let's see how this one goes. And yeah, mountain culture, if you don't know, they're out of the Blue Mountains, which is like west of Sydney and New South Wales. Proper glassware, proper headwear. Looks pretty thick. So yeah, obviously my colour's off. It's like a bright orange, like really bright orange. Probably a 3-finger head. Very hazy. It actually looks really good. Like I wish I had taken a photo of this outside. But yeah, you'd probably say medium to full body. Yeah, it really looks the part. So yeah, let's go a whiff. Getting sweet citrus. It's like candied orange. A little bit of berry. And it's got like a blueberry vibe to it. A little bit grassy. I can't get over how good it looks. It's just such a shame my lighting's not better. Like it just looks real thick and creamy. And yeah, just like a real bright orange. Like obviously my hat comes up bright orange on the camera, but it's like fluoro. You may be getting some mango. But yeah, I feel like the dominant sort of character is like a sweet orange and like a berry note. It's definitely going to be a sweet one though. Anyway, I'm going in. Cheers to everyone that's chiming in. Oh, that mouthfeel is delightful. Very smooth and creamy. Definitely full bodied. It's got that mouthfeel like a lot of the hyped US breweries have, like your Fidens and that. Very nice. Yeah, you definitely get that like candied orange. It's it's sweet, but it's got a little hint of bitterness as well, which is nice. Yeah, and definitely getting that like berry sort of vibe. Maybe even a touch of pineapple. But yeah, let's go through some of these comments. Cheers, Shane, brother. Good to see you. Cheers, Adam. You missed me before, did you, brother? Mark. Tanner said the same thing. He's like, oh, what colour are your underoos? Yeah. See, as you know, like I'm at that stage where I'm over hazies big time, but I still, whenever my favourite breweries bring out beers, no matter what they are, I'll buy them. And unfortunately, with like guys like this, hazies are sort of the dominant limited release every week. So, I mean, it is good to have. I mean, this is sort of top level stuff, so it still excites me. It's just some of the other breweries, they just do real subpar efforts. Like when I have some American hyped hazies, I'm like, that's phenomenal. Like it. But yeah, there's so many shit ones out there. Cool. The old Amber Ale. Haven't had one of them for a while. Yeah. Nah, this one's definitely not like pithy grapefruit or pine. It's more like a sweet, like a you sort of get that orange sherbet candy, yeah, like bubblegum sort of vibe. Like as I said, it's got like blueberry, and that'd be mosaic. And mosaic is known for that sort of sweet bubblegum sort of vibe with the relationship with the hops and the yeast and that. So, geez, the mouth feels good though. Like just so smooth and creamy. And yeah, hides the alcohol real well. 8.5%. Just slugging it like there's no tomorrow. So, is anyone else out there having a drink? And what are you on, if so? But yeah, like I'm obviously more of a West Coast man. I love my like dank and bitter IPAs. But yeah, when you get one like this, it's good. See, this is the sort of beer I'd love, like a lot of the Americans that drink hazies. I'd love for them to try this just to compare to what they're used to. Because I always crap on about how Australia's craft game's unreal and just as good as theirs. And yeah, like it'd just be good to hear what they think. Yeah. Old school mosaic when you got the real strong blueberry and like not as much earthiness. Sometimes it's still like it probably depends on the yeast and like the malt and that they use, but every now and then you'll still get that blueberry vibe like this one, but sometimes you'll get mosaic beers and they're just really earthy and like it's almost like drinking soil, like you're drinking Carver in Fiji or something. Coffee, coffee ales. Yeah, well, it's now Saturday morning for me, so I was on the afternoon shift this week, and it was a little bit of a rough week, but it was good because we had like some new people like on our crew, so it was just good to sort of I don't know, just talk shit with different people and wasn't as stale. And to be honest, like a lot of them were sort of more efficient and didn't fuck things up as much as others. So, and there goes my profanity clause. Yeah, I got a feeling I'm going to really hit it hard this weekend. I was thinking about going to Melbourne, but we've got our international comedy festival coming up. And with work, we've got like a sort of an Easter break. So I've decided there's going to be one day where I'm going to go down to Melbourne, go to two brand new breweries in South Melbourne. One of them's Pirate Life, which has been around for a long time, but they've always been in the west of Australia. So they've opened up a Melbourne facility, and it looks really good. And then Brew Manatee, which is funnily enough, it's opened by it was started by the captain of my local football team, and it was more a charity sort of thing, and they've got really, I don't know, they've got a heap of support behind them, and they've really got going, and now they've got their own sort of headquarters, and it's even got a rooftop bar with city views. It looks really good. So yeah, I'm going to do those two breweries during the day, and then I'm going to go to two comedy shows that night. So it's going to be an awesome day. I can't wait. And catch up with a mate or two when I'm at the breweries, but the comedy shows I'll probably just do by myself. See what happens. But yeah, I haven't been to a comedy gig for a while. It's always something that I really enjoy. Having a couple of beers and just having some random dude telling jokes, and sometimes they can be hit, sometimes they can be missed. It's cool. Sort of thing too, you can just if it's late at night and stuff, you've had a couple of beers, you can just sort of rock up to a random comedy gig, even just by yourself, and still have a real awesome night. But yeah, this certainly doesn't drink like an 8.5. Ooh, got the burpees. Cool, that'd be awesome. Isle of Man. You'll have to catch up with Slurpee. He'll show you around. Yeah, I feel like it'd be an awesome place. It's so much history, and so many cool little pubs, and I bet you the food there would be real good, especially if you're into seafood and stuff. Oh, this smells really good. So yeah, the hops in this one, Mosaic, obviously, and Simcoe. So they reckon that Mosaic and Simcoe are the two most bubblegummy hops. And then they've went with a heap of oats to make an extra thick, chewy body. Yeah, I couldn't get over how intense the mouthfeel is. So that's when I have a Fidens beer, I'm always geez, they must smash the oats and the flaked wheat and stuff into these beers, because the mouth feels just so lush, real thick. Mm. Have you been there before, Disco? I can't wait to go to the UK. I was working with a guy tonight that actually lived he he's obviously Australian, but he's went over and lived in London for a couple of years just recently, and he did a heap of traveling around the whole of UK and Europe and that, and it was just so cool to I love hearing about people's travels and where they really enjoy and their experiences and that. When it comes to traveling, I can just listen to people's stories for hours. It's cool. I was telling him how, I obviously want to do the UK, but I want to do Eastern Europe and I'd love to do Prague and Budapest and those sort of cities. It'd be so cool. I feel like Germany, a lot of people have told me I'd be in my element in Germany because obviously the beer scene, but just the music as well. there's a lot of like real rad like sort of rock bars and stuff that are open at stupid hours, and yeah, people just reckon it'd be the sort of thing I'd get right into. Oh, cool. So is the Isle of Man sort of close to Liverpool, is it? I got no, like, I know it's on the, I knew it was sort of like north a bit and then on the west coast, but I just didn't know what city it was near. Yeah. Slep's a legend. Hey, you'll be right. First time I went in a plane was a tiny little plane and then I jumped out of it. People don't believe me when I said first time I went in a plane I jumped out. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, first time I went in a plane I skydived. And it was this tiny little plane and I was like running with adrenaline just being in a plane for the first time. And then all of a sudden they open up the door and it's like, okay, time to jump out. Woo! Good times. You only live once. Yeah. So what's it like to oh, just the flavour this is leaving on the palate? It's like you can totally see why it's called bubblegum. It's fucking unreal. Just that like blueberry, orange, I don't know, like mango, like it, yeah, just the sweetness and that yeasty sort of quality. It's cool. Yeah. So what was I going to say? Yeah. What's it like to get from, yeah, like England over to Ireland and that through like ferries and stuff? Like, is it easy? Is it cheap? Or do most people fly? Like, I got no idea as far as like, yeah, transport between them and that. I know you can get from like England to France through train and was it train? I know there's like a tunnel that I think it has like a train and then there's a ferry or something as well. It's just a different world to me because like obviously I live on a big massive island that's one country, so it's like it's so hard for me just to visit another country. You pretty much have to fly anywhere if you're Australian. Yeah. I guarantee the water would be so much rougher between Victoria and Tasmania than it is between England and Ireland. Oh, there you go. So it's sort of like a, yeah, sometimes when it's like the boat's dearer or like a train's dearer than flying, it's sort of like a luxurious experience. Like instead of like just your randoms going, it'll be like sort of the posh people doing it. Like some of our trains in the outback here in Australia, it's like they're expensive as and only like the high flyers do them. It's sort of like weird, like because most of the time when it comes to train travel, it's normally the people that don't have as much money because they can't afford to fly. But yeah. So yeah, if you ever want to make a beer that tastes like bubblegum, I reckon it would be, what yeast would they use? What's a popular New England? I think London yeast. Who knows? But as far as hops go, apparently Mosaic and Simcoe. Pretty cool. Speaking of bubblegum, I don't think I've had bubblegum for couple of years. It's one of those things when you're a kid, you'd love it. Yeah, one thing I said to this dude at work tonight when we were talking about England, he said to me, he goes, Sammy, I reckon you definitely enjoy the north more than down London way. He goes, it's just with what you're about and that. He goes, I reckon you'd prefer like cities like Manchester and Liverpool and stuff as opposed to like London itself. I'm like, yeah, fair call, fair call. Ooh, ale. Yeah. Like one brewery that always did like beers that had that real bubblegummy vibe is Range. Especially when they first started brewing hazies, it was when Mosaic had that huge blueberry note. I'll just never forget, like, every time you'd get a beer of theirs, it was like Citra and Mosaic. It was like, just had that sweet candy bubblegummy thing going on. It was so good. It's definitely like like, I reckon Citra as well as Mosaic and Simcoe. But yeah, it's definitely like a relationship with whatever yeast you use. It's just so like, just blows my mind with science and beer and like what notes can come out of like different like hops and malt and yeast, and it's like it's a crazy world. It'd be interesting to see what the trends are in like 10 years time. But yeah, off on another tangent again. The old live reviews. You never know what's going to happen. I feel like this is a good glass for this beer due to the strong blueberry flavour. But yeah, it's weird because it's early Saturday morning here now. Obviously, Friday afternoon, England. Friday morning, USA. I'm sort of like keen to get stuck into it, but it's like I'm probably best to hit the hay and like wait till later. It's sort of weird, like yeah. I just wish we're all on the same time zone. It makes it so hard when you're Aussie. Yeah, Disco, have you like? I know you sort of, as you said, you're not really a fan of New England IPAs, but like, have you had one from like a real sort of like a hyped brewery, New England IPA? Because there are a lot of shit ones out there. Northern Monk are definitely good for their fucking weird beers. Hmm. So that's the thing. I got home from work and I cracked one beer, and then I had the previous review one, and then I've had this, and now I just want to keep going. But it's like I want to sort of like, yeah, jump on a panel or like, I don't know, hang out with people. There's no point just smashing beers by myself. So yeah, another one bites the dust. Empty, empty. But yeah, this is an absolute banger. Old MC, they rarely let me down. I drank it a little bit quick, I think, but I'm in the mood. So yeah, they've nailed the brief with the name. I think it's a perfect name, and yeah, I didn't actually realise that Simcoe is like a big bubblegummy hop, but it's quite obvious with this beer. I do like Simcoe how it's versatile. Like, you can have it in sort of a hazy and a westy, and it does the job. But score wise for this one, hmm, I probably reckon about 4.4 out of 5. Very good beer. Like, it's big. The mouthfeel is insane. Like, very smooth and creamy. Like, full bodied. Yeah, and just like the flavour. Like, you got sort of, yeah, as I said, like it was like a sweet orange, sweet sort of like berry, like blueberry, and then like, yeah, maybe a hint of like pineapple or something like that. Really nice. So I can't hype them up enough. I just wish more people out there could try them, just to yeah. I just feel like they're a rad brewery, and worldwide they just haven't got that hype yet. So anyway, on to another one. And thanks for everyone chiming in. There's probably a few more comments I better check out. I wish I could work from home. Yeah, Good Friday through till, I think it's like, so with my work, yeah, I've got Good Friday off, obviously the weekend, that full week afterwards, and then I go back to work on the Monday. So it's like I've got 6 working days off plus the 2 weekends either side. So yeah, it's going to be good. I can't wait. I need to order heaps of beers to make sure I'm not going to go dry. So yeah, cheers, folks. Bubblegum by Mountain Culture, 4.4 out of 5. Cheers.